before we begin, I want to mention a few things. Number one, you need to have your textbook with you today. So if you don't have a textbook, go and take out your textbook. Okay, because I want to maybe do a little bit of discussion using the textbook. Okay, and secondly, and I'll probably repeat this at the end of the class also. So when you come back to school, okay, when you come back to school, or if you're not coming back to school, I want you to come back next week, and I want you to go to the Koperasi to buy this module. Okay, so this module will be sold in the Koperasi, and I will tell you how much it is later. Okay, it's just that I want you to have this module to use because it's got quite a lot of good questions in here, and we'll be discussing this when we finish our syllabus. Okay, so yeah, I will tell you how much the price is, but just to prepare you, even if let's say next week it's not your group that is coming back to school, I would like you to come to school and get this, okay, from Puan Lim, okay, in Koperasi. Okay, let's begin our class today. So today we're going to look at a couple of problem-solving questions involving vector. Okay, and what we are going to do is look at the very common ones, okay, and see how we can solve those problems. Remember that when we talk about vector, we always, want to find a way which is not to say the shortest way. Sometimes they'll give us the longest way and then we have to come up with the short way. And sometimes we have to find the shortest way when they give us the long way. Okay, so we use the three laws, triangle law, parallelogram law, and polygon law. Okay, polygon law for this. Okay, so let's take a look at the first one. I'm going to look at this example first. Okay, so diagram shows, okay, a triangle EFH, and G is a point on the line FH. Okay, you have this point G over here. Okay, now you are given these three vectors, EF, EH, and F. G equals to, okay, so this one is not a vector, okay, but this one is actually a ratio. Okay, let's talk about the ratio in a little while. Now, when they give you a vector, EF equals to 5P, what you do first is you mark down E to F. Okay, write down the arrow EF is 5P, so that you can see for yourself how the vector is like. And then EH, E to H is 10Q. Okay, so look at the information given in the question first. Okay, and then if there's no vector written out, you write down yourself in the diagram. Okay, follow very closely, everybody. Okay, have your module with you, follow this very closely and try to understand what is being presented today. Okay, now this one, FG equals to 4GH. Okay, let's say I move the GH down here. FG over GH equals to 4. Okay, FG over GH equals to 4. Now, what is actually we're seeing is it is actually equals to 4 over 1. And do you know why this is important? This is important because it tells us that the length of FG is 4 and the length of GH is 1. It's a ratio. It's a ratio. Okay, so first question, find the vector of FH. Okay, we want to find the vector of F to H. So since we have these two vectors, we can form the vector. Okay, and that's why you will get FH, okay, equals to FE plus EH. Okay, I kind of don't want to use this method. Okay, I prefer to use this. You know why I do this? Because F is the starting, H is the ending. Okay, and in between is EF, is the letter E. Okay, so do we have FE? Yes, we do. We have EF is 5P. So if we change the direction, the 5P will become negative 5P. Okay, plus EH is given already lah. Okay, we have 10Q. Okay, it's the same answer lah. It's the same answer as this, except that I prefer you to use this method because from start to the end. Okay, I would rather you do that. Okay, second one is EG. EG is this one. Okay, sorry, you know what? Let me rub this off. EG is this one. Okay, let's form this one first. EG. EG is probably EF plus FG. Kan? Oh, sorry, FG. EF plus FG. Okay, which is the one that is given here lah. Okay, so EF is already 5P. And then we know that F to H, okay, we already counted this, right? F to H is negative 5P plus 10Q. Okay, plus 10Q. And since this is 4 parts and this is 1 part, the whole thing is 5 parts. So that's why this is FG equals to 4 over 5. Sebab dia adalah 4 out of the whole thing is 5, and the whole thing is actually FH. That's why you see this over here. Okay, 4 over 5 times 10 will give you 8. 4 over 5 times negative 5 will give you negative 4P. And then you get 5P minus 4P will give you P. And then you have plus 8Q. Okay, so this is the first skill that we need. This is the first thing that we need to make sure that we get lah. When you see this kind of thing, okay, always be prepared to do something like this. Okay, the one with the the pecahan lah. Okay, 4 over 5, because the whole thing is 5 parts. Okay, the whole thing is 5 parts. So this information over here actually is very important to us. It tells us how many parts is each part. Okay, and how many parts is it all together? So this one is quite a famous question lah. Okay, that usually people will tend to see in the exam. Okay, let's take a look at number 1. Now the diagram shows a quadrilateral, okay, EFGH, such that EH is H minus 2x. Okay, the same thing that I said just now. If they give you the information, put it inside the diagram so you can see. So H minus 2x. HG is KY. FG is KX. Okay, take a look at the arrows, everybody. The arrows are very important. Okay, express EF. Now remember this one? We want to go from E to F, but this is the shortcut. So we take the long cut lah. So EF will be EH plus HG plus GF. Kan? The starting and the end. The starting and the end. Okay, E to F. Okay, EH no problem. H minus 2. HG also no problem. Can? HG also no problem. KY. But what about GF? What should GF actually be? Okay, GF will be negative KX because we change direction. Okay, so this is must be very careful lah. Okay, so H minus 2x plus KY plus minus KX. Okay, that's what you see over here. Minus KX. Okay, so take a look at this, everybody. We are multiplying this. So that's why you get HX minus 2x minus KX. Okay, and then what we do is we factorize it all together. So H minus K minus 2, or actually if it's you write H minus 2 minus K also can, the same thing. Okay, plus KY. Okay, so you can copy this down, and just to remind you of what's happening from here to here is we factorize according to vector. So everything got the vector x, so we factorize the vector x. Okay, ky is alone now because it's the only one that is y. So okay lah, fine, doesn't matter. Okay. Now, then they say find the values of h if EF equals to this one and k equals to 1 over 3. Okay, so let's begin. So we start with this lah, because this EF we substitute in here is equals to h minus k minus 2. K is 1 over 3 minus 2x plus 1 over 3y. Okay, and then after that you find that negative 1 over 3 minus 2 is equals to negative 7 over 3. So you leave this. Okay, okay. Now, this next part is a very important thing. Okay, and I want you to write this somewhere in your notes lah. Okay, don't move anything across the sama dengan. Okay, when we are answering vector questions, we don't move. So most of the time when we do vector questions, right? You know what we tend to do with astaga, sorry, wrong one. You know what we tend to do, right? We tend to, let's say 2x minus y plus 4 equals to 6x minus y. Sorry, plus y, yeah. Okay. And you know what we tend to do? We tend to move everything across, right? So 2x minus 6x minus y plus 4 equals to 0. And we tend to want to do this. Because why we want to do? Because we want to settle the x. So negative 4x minus 2y plus 4 equals to 0. So this one is the one that we tend to do. Kan? But in vector, we don't do that. Okay? What we do is we compare. Okay? When we say compare, okay, take a look here. When we compare, we need to see that, oh, this one both is vector y. So I can say that if I compare, means that h minus 2 over 6 equals to 1 over 3. That's why you get this. You see what I mean? We compare, we don't move. Okay, and this one very special only to vector only. Okay, vector saja yang kita buat begini. Okay, but now the question is, how come this one is equals to 0? Because on the left side over here, there is no x vector. No x vector means the vector, the number next to the x vector is 0. Okay, that's why this h minus 7 over 3 equals to 0. Then you just put it off. Okay, you just pindah, you get h equals to 7 over 3 and h equals to 4. So this is the second skill that we need to know when it comes to problem solving. Okay, never move anything across the equal sign. Okay, just make sure that on both sides I've got the x and y vector, and then after that you just compare. Okay, compare the scalar vector. So this is a very important skill, comparing the number, okay, for the vector. Because very logical, left side equals to right side now. So the power of the equal sign. Okay? If it's equal sign means left side must be equals to right side. So this vector y and this vector y, that means this h minus 2 over 6 is equals to 1 over 3. Okay? All right. Let me continue to question number 2. If there's no question, if you have any questions, ask. If not, then I'll just carry on. Okay, let's go to question number 2. Okay. This is a different skill altogether. So every question in here, there's a different skill that we need to talk about. Probably in number 3, there will be a little bit of repeat lah. Okay, but I want to go through this so that when you answer the questions from the textbook later, it will help you. Okay, given that vector p equals to 3i minus 4j and vector q equals to ki minus 5j, where k is a constant. Okay, find the values of k such that this thing equals to square root of 170. Okay, my question is to you is, what is this thing, everybody? What are these two lines over here? Anybody? Okay, I know modulus. Okay, good. Sorry. Modulus for vector is used to count what? Okay, very good. We used to count magnitude. And remember how we used to count magnitude? What do we use to count? How did I teach you to count magnitude? What do we use? No? Nobody remember how to count magnitude? I know you use numbers. Oh no. This is a very funny class. Okay, of course we use numbers, Sidbury. What else do we use if we don't use number? Okay, so so magnitude, if if you remember, oh gosh, it's so funny. Okay, magnitude. How we calculate magnitude is we use Pythagoras theorem, correct, Charlotte? Okay, we use the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, but the problem is, okay, the problem with this question is they ask us to find the value of k, but our vector is 3p minus q. So the first thing we need to do is we need to find the 3p minus q first. Okay, so p is 3i minus 4j. So we substitute p in here, we substitute q in here. Okay, and then we have to simplify. Okay, so when we simplify, we get 3 times 3 equals to 9, 3 times 4 equals to 12. And then this one, remember, people look, this one is negative with a bracket. So when you open, this becomes positive. Okay. So after that, seriously, we use numbers to count magnitude. Of course, we use numbers. Okay. After that, we get minus 12 plus 5 will give us minus 7. Okay, so that's one thing settled. But this one, 9 minus k, we cannot do much, so we factorize. Remember the first skill I taught you? To factorize. Sorry. Factorize according to vector. Okay, so we factorize. So after we factorize, okay, we will get this. So this is our Pythagoras theorem. This is our A, B, and C. Sorry, let me rub it off so that you can see. Okay, this is our A, this is our B, and this is our C. So remember A squared, B squared, C squared, bahkan. Okay, so that's why you get, oh, sorry. That's why you get this 9 minus k squared plus negative 7 squared equals to square root of 170 squared. Actually, it's the same thing. Okay, sorry, I want you to ignore this. Okay, because Pythagoras theorem is a squared plus b squared equals to c squared. So if it is in a vector, we are assuming that it is ai plus bj plus so equals to c lah. So a squared plus b squared equals to c squared. Okay, so this is where our this one. So you get 9 minus k squared plus 49 because negative 7 squared is 49 equals to 170. And then you can see what's happening here. Can anybody tell me how did I get from here to here? What is this? If you don't know how to do, what do you do? How do you, faster find the answer from there? Okay, we use EQN. Very good. Okay, so always get used to this. You see square already, EQN. You see square already, EQN. Sure one. Okay, sebab dia adalah macam. Okay, so this is where everything that we learned from the beginning, we use this over here. Okay, we calculate magnitude by using Pythagoras theorem and the numbers in the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, all right. Let me give you another 2 minutes. You copy this down now. Copy this. But remember, this square root, don't copy this down now. Okay, because we are sticking to this, right? Pythagoras theorem. So a squared. This is our a, this is our b, this is our c. So square root 170, you square. When you type inside a calculator, you also get 170. Let's look at the last question. Okay, before we look at the exercise. So diagram shows triangle OAC and B is a point on line AC. Now, everybody, if the question doesn't say midpoint, you cannot say that this is a midpoint. Okay, the question doesn't say anything about midpoint, so be very careful with this. Okay, don't assume that it's midpoint. Okay, given that OA equals to A, okay, given already, OC equals to C. Now, we see this again. AB to BC is 1, 2, 3. So we change this to fraction. AB to BC equals to 1, 2, 3. So AB is one part. BC is 3 parts. So the whole thing is 4 parts. Okay, the whole thing is 4 parts. Okay, so the first question is find AC. So AC will be AO plus OC. Kan? AO plus OC. So OA is vector A kecil. So AO, if you want to terbalik it, will become negative A small. Okay, OC, okay, lah. So C. So you get this one. Okay, negative A plus C also can lah. Negative A plus C. The same thing. Okay, so don't worry about it. Negative A plus C. Okay. Now, OB. So how do I get this OB? Okay, so we have to think. This one is a bit more complicated lah. Okay, so let's see. We can do OA plus AB. Oh, sorry. OA plus AB bahkan. But the problem is we need to find AB. Okay, fine. Let's do the other way. OB can be OC plus CB. OC plus CB. Also problem because I don't have CB. So that's where this ratio comes in. Okay, the ratio is very important. Okay, now if I were you, I would use AB lah. Okay, which is what this question is doing. Okay, so AB is negative A plus C. And since AB is only one part, the whole thing is 4 parts. So it will be 1 over 4 AC. Okay, 1 over 4 AC, which is why you get this. Okay, C minus A. So you get A, then you multiply in, okay, and then you solve. So A minus 1 over 4A, A minus 1 over 4A, okay, is 1 minus 1 over 4 lah, so that's why you get 3 over 4. And then this is 1 over 4 C. Okay, so the same thing that we've been doing just now. Okay, this is kind of the same as the example question lah. Okay, whenever you see this kind of thing, or whenever you see this kind of thing, okay, whenever there's a ratio lah, okay, always remember how much is it altogether. Like in this question, altogether is 5. In question number 3, altogether is 4. Okay, so you should be able to do this. But of all the questions, actually for me this number 1 is the most important. Okay, the number 1 question, the compare one, okay, is really very, very important. Okay, you need to know how to be able to do this. Okay, so right now I want you to open your textbooks. Okay, I'm going to give you a few questions that I want to assign you for your homework today. But I want to discuss the questions with you so that you know what is happening. I'll open your textbooks to page 226. Of course, this is your homework for today, but I want you to answer number 3, number 4, and number 6. Okay, but I'm going to discuss with you how to answer them so that at least you have an idea of how to do it. Okay, number 3. Okay, let's do with number 3. So you are given AB and AC like that. So this is A, and this is 4B. This is A, B, C. So you're given this. And then now you say that Q is a point on AC. What does it mean? Q is a point on AC. Okay, it means this is AC, right? Okay, so I put the point Q over here, don't care lah. Okay, so this is Q. Is a point on AC, and then dia cakap AQ to QC is equals to 1, 2, 3. Nah, sorry, you know what? I'm going to rub this off a little bit. Okay, so Q is over here. So they say that AQ is 1 and QC is 3. Remember, when they give you this one, how much is it altogether? Altogether is 4 parts. Okay, remember this. So express BQ in terms of A and C, A and B. Okay, B to Q. This is B to Q. So how would I write this? BQ is BA plus AQ kan? So BA no problem lah. BA very easy because you already got AB. But the AQ, how much is this vector of AQ? Okay, I will stop here. Okay, if you refer this one, you look at the example question. Okay, you look at question number 3, also will help you to answer this. Okay, I will stop here just for your guidance. Okay, second question, number 4. Okay, given that P is equals to 2A plus 3B, Q is equals to 4A minus B, R is equals to HA plus H plus KB. Okay, find the value of H and K, and then they say what? No, R is equals to 3P minus 4Q. Okay, let me ask you, if you followed the lesson today, right, you kind of know what you need to do already. Can you suggest what do you think we need to do with this question first? What is the first step that we need to do with this question? I want to find the value of H and K. Okay, very good. Substitute all the 3 vectors. Because I don't want PQR, I want the A and B, I want to find H and K, right? Okay, so good. So substitute the R in here, substitute the Q in here, and substitute the P in here. Okay. After you substitute the vector, what do? So step number 1, substitute the vector. Okay, of course we have to expand lah. After we expand, then what? Expand. Sinbury has the last one. The last one is compare. Compare is the last one. But remember, what did I say? Before you can compare, after you expand, what must you do? Let's go back to our answer just now. Okay, so this one. So the first one is expand. Okay, H is one. Then after that, after you expand, what do? You factorize according to the vector. Then only you compare. Okay, this one very important. You factorize and then only you compare. Okay, so I'm going to stop here and I'm going to leave this for you to answer. But very good that you got the first step correct, which is to substitute the vector in. That's a very important one. Okay, all right, last question, number 6. This one is a bit long now, but let's give it a go. So we have this triangle, which is totally nothing written there. That means you know you have to write all the stuff. Okay, so this is BXA PYO. And then they say that OA is A. Okay. OA is A. OB is B. Then they say this 5BX equals to 3BA. Okay. Let's do this. How do? We change the we put the letters together and we put the numbers together, right? So BA comes here. 5BX over BA equals to 3. But this 5 can actually move over here, right? On the other side. So it's 3 over 5. So you will actually get bx over ba equals to 3 over 5. Okay, take a look. Bx is 3. Ba is 5. The whole thing over here is 5. So how much is xa? Be very careful. The letters will tell you, Don't you write here, don't say here is 3, here is 5. No, they say BA is 5, not XA. So my question to you now is, how much is XA? Okay, XA is 2. Very good. Be careful. The letters will tell us the information. Okay, let's go on. The next one is OY OA is 3 to 4. Okay, we write this down in fraction. So OY over OA is equals to 3 to 4. Let me change color. OY is 3. OA is 4. So how much is YA? Okay, very good, Chonghan. YA is 1. Okay, notice the letters. Okay, the letters will tell you the length. Don't just say, 3, 4. Means this one is 3, this one is 4. No. Okay, don't. Jangan juga kau macam tu. Okay, read carefully. Okay, now we are ready to find this one. Okay, you can find BA, you can find O. It's very difficult. I cannot answer this fully because if I answer this fully, then that's it. No, I cannot this one already. Okay, so number 6, the question, okay, of course, A, 1, 2, 3, 4 is you have to find all these vectors lah. Okay, you find BA, you find BX, you find OX, and you find BY. Okay, let me help you. BX, okay, BX, okay, is actually 3 out of 5 of BA. Okay, 3 out of 5 of BA. I'm going to help you until here only lah. Okay, BA. Because BA is the first answer, so I cannot really give you much there. Okay, and then OX will be OB plus BX. So if your number 2 is correct, the number 3 also will be correct. Okay, number 3. Number 4, BY. This one, change color. Okay, BY, this one. BY will probably be BO plus OY. Right? BO plus OY. But OY is 3 out of 4. Okay, OY is BO is 3 out of 4 OA. Right? OY 3 out of 4. The whole thing is 4. So you see, we always seem to use this a lot, this ratio thing. Okay, so be very careful. Okay, how you use this. Now, once you have gotten that, then you answer question B. B says, express OP in terms of, okay, so there's number 1 is this symbol over here, which is the ren terbalik, okay, the whatever lah. Okay, actually this sign is called lambda. Okay, it is a Greek letter lah, but a lot of people like to say ren terbalik also can. Okay, vector A and vector B. Now let's take a look at this. OP, the first clue they give you is OP is equals to lambda OX. And then T equals to BP is equals to this weird letter BY. Okay, so this one is mu. I know it sounds very weird, mu. So introducing 2 new letters to you today. One is lambda, which is the ren terbalik, and one is mu, which looks like a letter U, but with a very long beginning over here. BP equals to UBY. Okay, so since the first question wants lambda, so we use this lah. Okay, so OP is equals to lambda OX. Do we have OX? Yes, we do. It's from question number 3. Okay, so I'll give you the clue here. From A3. Okay, so you substitute this. Okay, then the second one is this one. BP equals to mu BY. But the question asks to find OP. But it wants it in mu, right? So you have to use the BP inside lah. So it will be OP equals to OB plus BP. Okay, do we have OB? Yes, we do. OB is given. Okay, but the BP is mu BY. OB plus mu BY. Do we have BY? Yes, we do. We will have it after you answer question number 4. Okay, so I'm going to give you from A4. Okay, so this one is very long. Okay, let me remind you that this is very long because after you substitute, then you have to factorize, and then after you substitute, then you have to expand, and then you have to factorize. So okay, be ready lah. Be ready to expand and factorize. Okay, in these two questions, especially the second one. Okay, then question C is hence find lambda and mu. Okay, how do you do this? Okay, what you do is you compare the OP from B1 and B2 because both are OP. Okay, both of them are OP, but one got the letter mu and the other one got the letter one got the letter mu and the other one got the letter lambda. So remember, before you compare, what must you do? Same thing again. Okay, expand and factorize. Then you compare. Okay, compare the A vector and the B vector. Just like the question before, this one was just now what? Compare the X vector and the Y vector. Okay, so you compare the A vector and the this one. So how I would start this question is like this. OP equals to OP. Okay, well, I do it like this. And then this OP is number 1 the OP. And then this OP is the number 2 the OP. Okay. And remember, whenever there's an equal sign, you don't shift over. You just compare. Okay, compare the left and the right. Okay? I know, it's a bit heavy today, but these are very important questions. Okay, and especially this question. This question number 6. Okay, especially this question number 6. Question number 3 and number 4, this is paper 1 question. Question number 3, number 4. But question number 6 is a paper 2 question. Okay, paper 2 question, this one in 10 marks. It's a 10 marks question, very heavy question. Paper 1, this one is probably about 3 marks. This is probably about 4 marks. Okay, 3 marks, 4 marks question. Okay, so give this a try. Okay, give this a try and then hand it to me in the homework channel by today. If you have any questions, okay, you can always ask me. Or if you're not sure about your answer, you can always check your answer with the answer at the back. Okay, the answer at the back of the textbook is correct. Thanks for coming, everyone. Just to remind everyone, especially those who came late, next week, when you come back to school, if you come back to school next week, okay, if it is not your turn, then never mind. I want you to come next week. Just drop by school and get it anyway. Go to Koperasi and buy this module. Okay, this module, I will tell you how much it costs later lah. But please make sure that you stop by Koperasi and get this module. It is for all the Form 4 students who are taking advanced this year. Okay, I will tell you the price later lah.